Treasure, that is what you are. Welcome everyone to Antonio Conte's favourite football podcast, the Only Fans Football Podcast. On this week's episode, Cran gives a detailed account of his trip to Rome. We discuss our ever-growing hatred for Norwich. We discuss the current cult hero status of Aaron Ramsdale. We chat about the deliciousness that is the AC Milan away kit. And Adzi dissects the correlation between buffalo hot sauce and curing COVID. We hope you enjoyed the podcast wherever you're listening, and be sure to follow our Instagram, Spotify, YouTube and Twitter. Take it easy.
My spidey senses tell me this is gonna get fucking tasty, baby.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
There's a slice of cheese, vinegar, it's topless.
I have a dream.
Arnie, cut!
Badler.
The fella in the green and white shirt.
The guys up in the joy have asked to be put back in their cells.
If you stop waffling, we might get some work done.
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
Get out! Get out, Man United!
Origi! Torres to give Chelsea a place in the Shane Long has done it!
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
Is he a fucking spice?
My grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
I think I'm a special one.
I'm the normal one.
I never knew Stoke were that good.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Only Fans Football Podcast. The Jose Mourinho, named after the GOAT himself, for obvious reasons. You know, I'm just back from Rome. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling like I experienced something beautiful. You know?
Did you see the video of Mourinho the weekend? There was like a tackle in the midfield, and the referee gave a foul against him, and he just started running towards the bench. It's like, motherfucker, where are you running to? Welcome home, Cran. Welcome back from Rome. How are you feeling?
Welcome home from Rome. That was nice little rhyme.
I had it written down.
I'm feeling great. Honestly, this has been the 10 busiest days of my life, these last 10 days. Even now, when we're talking about the football later on, I'll have a bit of a breeze because I watched through the highlights and all today, but it's just been flat out. And the only football I really watched has been Italian football, which is gas. But
yeah,
I'll ask you how your week it was first. I want to hear about your week.
Yeah, so my week, Cran, has been like couldn't be more opposite to yours, because the day before you went to Rome, we took a trip to the barbers of Grange Corman, as we do. Little shout out to them.
Shout out to
them. The only place in Dublin where you can get a haircut, a plate of chicken wings, and a pint. Yeah, so we were
barber that supports Newcastle.
So we were on an excursion to the barbers of Grange Corman, and to watch. I think it was Arsenal and Aston Villa, was it?
Yeah,
I feel like it was Arsenal and Aston Villa.
It was Arsenal.
They won 3-0, wasn't it? We didn't really. They turned like the last 20 minutes of it on, but we ended up contracting COVID, and anyways, from whatever way. So this past week, do you know what? Funny enough, right? I'll go back to the Sunday because obviously chronological order. On the Sunday, I went out to the pavilions of sorts to do a bout of shopping, and we got breakfast and all. It was a nice little cute morning.
Oh.
And we got back, and anyways, to our house, and we stuck on the Barcelona and Real Madrid match, and yeah, everything was rosy. Like, I felt grand, fresh as a daisy. And obviously, the United Liverpool match came on, and to anyone who listened to last week's episode expecting a harsh monologue of us slating Man United, it just unfortunately never happened because we already had the episode recorded. So here's the slating of Man United, anyways. But yeah, what a game for Liverpool. I have to say it was an eerie feeling before the match, and I kind of wasn't nervous about it, and I don't know whether it was because I was out and I didn't really get to like think about the game or whatever, but I wasn't too nervous about the game anyways. So when when it rolled down, it came on. It was kind of calm in a way, and like you take everything in perspective. United are brutal. We've been really really good. Obviously, the draw at Brighton aside, we've been really good, and so yeah, it was an eerie confidence going into the game, and when the game kicked off, it was like United were just. It felt like United were in sixes and sevens for the whole game, and it proved to be in the end because look at 5-0 is the joke really. They shouldn't be losing. They shouldn't be losing that game 5-0. Mohamed Salah again just immense throughout the game. Naby Keita was very good. It was just great team performance all around, but I think it was compounded by United being so poor. That didn't really help either. But went out on the Sunday night to me Maz actually. Funny enough, everywhere we've just been all the tropes that weekend. The barbers, me
spreading COVID everywhere.
Unknowns to myself, and then on the Monday I woke up and I was feeling rough as a fucking bear's arse, and I was like, I'm just hungover from grand. To find out Rory saying that he had tested positive for it, so you're like, fuck. So I got tested and I had it anyways. But I've been okay since. I lost my taste and my smell, which is a massive pain in the arse. On the Friday night, Shells were crowned champions of the First Division. Missed that, and I have to say I was a bit upset missing it because it would have been a great night. But
of all the weeks, you had COVID.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm kind of happy I got it now before we went away, because if I got it around Christmas or anything, I'd be proper fuming.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shells went up and anyways, and champions. So I'm happy out. I'm on the other side of COVID anyways. I'm able to leave the gaff come Wednesday, so I'm happy out. But
well done.
That's the boring. That's yeah. That's the boring part of each other's weeks. You've had a much more interesting week than I have. So go on, hit me with a cran. No, you have, definitely. Man, you've been in a different country, man. I've been in my fucking bedroom.
To be fair now, the subplot going on at home was very scary. Like you was all having COVID. I was sort of distracted with that. And
oh yeah.
But yeah, we arrived in Rome, and the airport is so far away from the city itself. Like you literally see the city as you're landing, and you're like, we'll be landing now in 5 minutes. Then it gets to 10 minutes. Then it gets to 15. It's about 15 minutes flight away from the fucking city. So we got into a taxi anyway. Took about a good 45, 50 minutes to get into the city itself, which was a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Anyway, we went to Stadio Olimpico on Sunday, and that was like a highlight. It was so good. It was the best atmosphere I was ever at. And that wouldn't be hard because it means like 3 football games in my life. So I have written down, I typed these things out straight after the game, literally as the game finished. We're in the Curva Nord, which was the very end of the stadium, right? It was about 45 minutes into the game. Tammy Abraham was true on goal on our away end, right? Or in the home end, the Curva Nord. He was true on goal, missed.
Yeah.
He literally missed the target, about 5 yards out. I was just like,
oh, Tommy.
If that went in, it would have been just brilliant to witness, but it didn't. And
it would have been poetic, wouldn't it?
Yeah. At one stage, right, Mourinho got sent off, okay? And this was the funniest moment of the game because it was a boring 0-0. Like the football wasn't great, but the fans were great. The atmosphere was great. Yeah. Mourinho got sent off. I don't know what for. I think he was just acting the bollocks, was he? I wasn't watching. I didn't see what was happening, but
no, I didn't see it. No.
He got sent into the stand. So what he does is he walks behind the bench, sits in the seats behind the bench, puts his mask on, and continues to shout orders from behind the bench, like pulling a proper fast one. And you can just see him down there. He's like a little speck away in the distance. And he's just there like shouting orders. You can tell it's him. And then the stewards come up to him and they're like, fuck off, like go up to the stand. So you just see him running off to the stand in disgust. And he's having a proper argument with the stewards. Oh yeah. Man, he's box office to watch even in person, like even from about 200 yards away. And then the best moment of the game came from Aussie Man, okay? So Aussie Man scored a disallowed offside goal. The Napoli fans were in the stand beside us and they started going mental. And then all of a sudden the ref just blows up, disallows the goal. Then you just see the Roma fans they all stand up, start fucking giving abuse, giving it to fucking hand gestures, middle fingers, the sit down gesture. And I started sticking up the middle fingers at the Napoli fans as well. I was getting proper into it. And look,
you didn't get shanked after the game, anyways.
Luckily, he didn't get shanked. So it was just different in that way because it was, 30 quid a ticket. And like last month, you had Ireland Qatar, 40 quid a ticket. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's very funny now.
Proper Serie A game, and I'm paying less for that than I am Ireland versus Qatar.
Yeah.
Sure,
even the tickets we got to go for Feyenoord is quite cheap as well. Like, so the football in the continent is just cheaper, you know what I mean? It's more affordable. It's just the way it is, you know.
And a more authentic fan experience, I suppose. But I fucking love it, Addy. But yeah, I love the Coliseum. And then Tuscany was my favourite part of the trip. Apart from
okay.
I love Tuscany. I recommend going to Tuscany more than I do Rome. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
A lovely scenery. It's very unique. The vineyards, the colours, the aesthetics, they're gorgeous. And all the towns are on top of mountains, top of hilltops. And just something you don't really see that often. So I loved it. And yeah, that was the trip. It was brilliant. Brilliant trip.
Happy days, man. Delighted with it. We were all in the group chat saying, "Geez, we're fucking dying here." And I think I think it was when Sen was doing an antigen test. We were on call in the chat, and you just joined the call, and I think you were in Tuscany. and you were like, you were like, "Well, lads, what's the story?" And Sen was like, "Oh, you were fuck off, will you?"
Anyways, I suppose we'll jump into the main talking point first before the Leicester Arsenal game. Conte.
Yeah. The return of Conte.
Nuno's been sacked. What do you think?
I think the people running Spurs are absolute charlatans. They're giving Conte what he wants now instead of giving him what he wanted originally, and having to pay off Nuno 10 million, I think, all in the process. So this whole process of getting Conte could have just been sped along so much if they had just given him what he wanted first of all. So yeah, it's a bit of a mad one now, to be honest. But yeah, I Conte. I actually really like Conte, to be honest. I love Jurgen, and after Conte, I really like Jose as well. But Conte is definitely up there with one of my favorite managers in general. So a league with Antonio, and it's a much better league. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with Spurs. I assume will be very little, but it'll be interesting to see nonetheless what he can do. But I think the players have a lot to be responsible for. To be honest, I think there's too many. There's no kind of structure in the club at the minute, in the sense of like there's too many players getting away with too much. Like the only players who seem to actually care at the minute is Højbjerg, Son, and to be fair to Tanganga, whatever about his quality, he at least looks like he cares. From the beginning, Nuno was dealt a horrible hand in the sense that whatever he was gonna do, he was always doomed to fail. You know what I mean? They didn't want him there essentially, so he was never gonna get the chance that a Conte would have got, or you know. So I think, yeah, the players have a lot to be responsible for here, but you would have to feel for Nuno. But look, at Conte is a much better manager, so it'd be interesting to see if he can get more out of him than Nuno could.
Yeah, absolutely. First game, Adzi, Leicester versus Arsenal. The half 12
first game.
You're in your COVID-ridden bed watching this, I'd say.
What the fuck has come over Arsenal? That's what I was thinking. What is the story with Arsenal? After this run of form they're on is unbelievable. I say it's unbelievable. I did say at the start of the season that they would. I don't know where I said they'd finish, but it was definitely, I think, 5th. I said they'd finish. And after those first 3 games against Brentford, Chelsea, and City, are kind of like, this Arsenal side hasn't got a hope. But man, they were really, really good against Leicester, I have to say. It was Saka's 100th game for Arsenal as well, and 100 appearance for Arsenal. And he assisted the first goal by Gabriel. It was a lovely cross in from a corner. And yeah, it was a good goal. And then Smith Rowe, by the way, what a player. His dribbling and his passing, his finishing as well. He's got a good goal against Villa as well, I remember. The week previous, he was very good. Leicester really, really poor defensively though. Like, I mean, it was kind of frightening how bad they were defensively. I couldn't quite believe it for a team like a Rodgers team. He usually sets the team out perfectly, and they were just so poor. And going forward as well, they didn't really offer a lot. But what they did offer, Ramsdale I'd say Ramsdale was man of the match. And when he went to Arsenal, we gave him a bit of stick, and he's been great. Like, you know what I mean? Credit to him. He had the save of the season as well against, I think it was a Madison free kick. I don't know what he's saying.
That was unbelievable.
It was immense. Like, it was so good that Peter Schmeichel tweeted, "It's the best save in years." And when I seen that tweet, I went, "Peter, your fucking son's on the pitch, mate.
Yeah.
What are you on about? Like, you know what I mean? Talk about being harsh." No, it was a great save by Ramsdale, to be fair. They're unbeaten, I think they're unbeaten in 5. Yeah. And they got a draw against Palace and against Brighton. But yeah, they've been great, man. They've been unbelievable, to be fair to me.
I don't know, though. I'm still not convinced by their performances. I understand Ramsdale had a blinder there, bailed them out of trouble. I think if you're Arsenal now, the next step would be to be dominating games, getting that 60-70% possession, the convincing performances that the likes of City, Chelsea, Liverpool get. I know they're not City, Chelsea, Liverpool, but that would be what they should be striving for now. And I understand counter-attacking style can work, because we've seen with Leicester in the past, they won the league and all that. But good start anyway, good run of form. And I think they're level on points with United. So
yeah, and to be fair to Arsenal, I just want to say real quick, just something you said there about dominating the game. It's a strange way. It's a strange way to put it, but they did kind of dominate this game. They dominated without dominating the ball. Like, Leicester got the odd chance, and I know Ramsdale made a good few saves, but they never felt like. I just never felt like they were going to concede. Yeah. You know what I mean? It felt like they were in control for the whole game, to be honest. And the goals were good. I do agree, though. Like, it has to get to a stage where, you know, maybe you have to control the game from the off or whatever. But there's this kind of thought, and Roy Keane talked about it yesterday before the United match, or the day before the United match. Just because you're a bigger team, you don't have to control the game. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very interesting. Like the way United will play from here on in will be the counter-attacking style. And if it works for a team, you know what I mean? It works for a team. There's different ways of being on the front foot, you know? And I just think Arsenal, very impressive. Very, very impressed with them. And great win for them.
And we'll move on now. Some cracking 3 p.m. kickoffs. I think we're going to start with Liverpool, Brighton, Nancy.
Yeah, no bother.
I remember being in town for this game on Saturday. 3 p.m. kickoff. I couldn't watch any football. The only football I could watch was Liverpool, Brighton. And instead, I joined the protest to save the cobblestone, which was great. Anyway, tell me about the game. What happened?
Yeah, cracking game of football. 2-2 in the end. And yeah, I don't think it was a game that... do you know what, actually? I think maybe Liverpool underestimated Brighton a bit. Klopp did speak during the week about how he wouldn't do that. And he's a big fan of Potter ball, which I think a lot of people are.
Did he say it like that? Did he call it
Potter? He didn't call it Potter ball. I kind of wish he did. But the Liverpool players are quite tired, actually. Like, there's only 3 fit midfielders now, which is funny because we had no fit defenders last season. So it's like every year it's just a different position. But yeah, they kind of looked really tired, and Brighton were very dangerous from the offset. Like Basuma hit the post early on. They had another chance saved about 3 minutes in. Like, Brighton were on the ball from the beginning. I'll get on to the goals really quick. We seen a goal like this early on in the season against Burnley. I think it was Mane that scored it. But it was a ball from Van Dijk out to Salah, and Salah just took on Kurashela, who's a good little player as well, I have to say. He was very, very impressive the weekend. Just took him on and into Henderson. It was a lovely finish by Henderson. But the way Salah attacked Kurashela, I'm probably butchering his name, the way he attacked him, like, he was petrified of Salah. You know what I mean? It just shows the level that Salah's at now. Like, the defender's standing off and he's not knowing what to do. But great pass by Salah, lovely finish by Henderson. And then like Liverpool, I say we were in control then for a while, and Chamberlain actually played very well. He got the cross for Mane's header. It was a good header, very well taken. It was a great cross actually as well. And here's kind of where the turning point happened. So there was a moment where Brighton were playing around the back for it felt like about 5 minutes. It was probably about 40 seconds. And anyways, we just kept pressing him, and it came back to Sanchez, and Mane slid in as Sanchez is clearing it, hits Mane's leg and ricochets off his arm and into the goal. The goal was given initially, and then with VAR, it was ruled out, but it was like it should have been ruled out, like it was a handball. But it was as if in this minute here, when that happened with Mane, Brighton's switch just clicked. And bear in mind, they were dangerous up till then as well. They did look dangerous, but after that, they just became a different team. And instead of it being 3-0 at half time, it was 2-1 at half time. You know what I mean? So that's where the game kind of hinged. Brighton were able to get into it.
I thought it was extremely telling as well how ballsy that Sanchez thing was. Like, they're playing out from the back. He has the ball. He's trying to play a pass down the middle. Like, this is Brighton.
Potter's he's a great manager. Like, you know what I mean? I think there will be a big job in his future, whichever club, I don't know. But like we've seen Rodgers say, he's waiting now for the Man City job. Look, if I'm Man City, I have an option between Potter and Rodgers. I'm picking Graham Potter, you know. But the Mwepu goal, anyways. Oh, what a goal for me! Like, this was to make it 2-1, and it was a bit like Yuri Tielemans' goal against United the other week, and there was a tinge of Tielemans' goal where we kind of went, oh no, he didn't mean that. It was a cross. And Mwepu meant every fucking inch of this shot, man. It was a cracking goal. He genuinely couldn't have hit it better. Just right under the crossbar, lovely finish. And fair play to Trossard, because he absolutely sent Robertson back to Glasgow, and it was unbelievable bit of play by Trossard. Your man,
Great player.
Trossard, he's very, very good, very, very good all game. And then I have to say, we caught Trossard out towards the end of the game with the high line, and this was a case of not catching out. Robertson was dropped back all the way, and he was just left in no man's land. You know what I mean? He kept everyone on side, and as soon as Trossard gets that ball, Jinx will pass him into the goal, and it was so simple for him. You know,
Lamptey was brilliant for that piece of play as well. He almost made it goal straight away.
Yeah,
came on.
Lamptey was great when he came on. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're probably frustrated because, look, when it went to 2-2, we didn't create one chance to make it 3-2. It was all Brighton. Like, Brighton could have easily won that game. They were fully deserving of it. It is 2 points dropped because we were 2-0 up. It could have been 3-0, it could have been 3-1. And Graham Potter, very well managed game from him. And he's going to be, I actually have it written here, he'll be at the level of Klopp and Guardiola one day. I know I fully believe that. Cracking result for Brighton. He'll just continue on with a great season. A bit of a stumble from Liverpool.
Adzi.
What?
Your rivals are now more Brighton.
That's the Arsenal. The Arsenal. That poor fellow is depressed and all.
Adzi, Palace versus Man City. A shock. I'd say the shock of the weekend. 2-0 Patrick Vieira's Palace away at the Etihad.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Look, not a great game from Palace. Palace have been very, very impressive. You know, the result away to Arsenal 2-2, the 3-0 win against Spurs, this win against City, all unbelievable. You know what I mean? I think we seen here actually, funnily enough, for the first Palace goal, which was scored by Zaha. Was it scored by Zaha?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was scored by Zaha. Yeah, sorry. It was Laporte's mistake. You know, Laporte had an awful game. It was his mistake that led to Gallagher's pass, and Zaha scored. Gallagher, by the way, early show, I'd say him and Salah have been probably the two most impressive players in the league this season.
Yeah,
very impressive.
Gallagher's press is very impressive. The way he just sort of hounds the opponent is something that I didn't think he was capable of at Chelsea.
If Chelsea were to keep a hold of Gallagher and Gilmore, like you could really be onto something, you know what I mean? But yeah, Gallagher was great, and it was Laporte who got sent off for giving Wilfried Zaha a German suplex. And actually, like Bernardo Silva smashed up Zaha as well soon after. It was all popping off. Like
They were triggered by his individual brilliance. That's what it was.
yeah, something that annoyed me after the game, and I seen that match of the day was Pep wasn't willing to give Palace praise. Like he wasn't willing to give Vieira praise. Like fair is fair. Palace played them off the park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Palace were great. It was a great defensive performance. You know what I mean? When they scored, obviously they're going to sit back with 11 men. They have more men than you, so why would they go? There's no need for them to go on the attack. The onus was on City to attack. Palace had the game the way they wanted the game to go. You know what I mean? The game just panned out the way Vieira wanted it to go, and they just beat them deservedly.
There's blaming the ref as well or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
he just you need to give the opponent credit as well.
like Vieira's a young manager. You know what I mean? A young manager who everyone thought was going to be absolute dog, and he's been great. You know what I mean? He got beaten by the better team on the day, and yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. What Pep said afterwards, and then blaming the ref as well. It's kind of unfair in Palace, you know. But yeah, look at great win for Palace.
Newcastle versus Chelsea. Newcastle at home in St James's Park. I say St James's Park. Sorry, Reece James' Park. 2 goals for Reece James. And I think the first goal he scored was contender for goal of the week. Takes it on his left, pummels the thing into the top left corner. Oh my God. Adzi, I didn't see this live, and I was crying after seeing the highlights that I didn't see it live. I would have been so happy. Reece James, another great strike, right-footed strike. Another great goal. You know, he really is looking like a special talent. If he stays fit now, we look and see him week in, week out on the right wing back position. Because Azpilicueta, I think he's more suited to the centre back role at this stage in his career. I prefer Aspie in the right centre back rather than right wing back. I think Reece James offers a lot more on that side, especially with that being a more attacking position. I prefer Aspie in that centre back. So if Reece James stays fit, he could be looking at double figures for goals this season. I think that's realistic. Polished off by a Jorginho penalty. Understated, I'd say. Doesn't miss many of them. That is it. That is a good game. A 3-0 win. And top of the league by 3, Adzi.
Really good result. James was great. When he's lost Werner and Lukaku, it was good that the fixtures wasn't too strenuous against us. You know what I mean? I think the games against Norwich and Newcastle have been very kind, and he's lucky. He's have to be who's in front of you first of all. You know what I mean? And that's always crucial. And he's beaten Norwich well, and he's beaten Newcastle well as well. So, okay, I'd be very happy if I'm a Chelsea fan at the minute.
Burnley versus Brentford, Adzi. This was... I love this game. I was watching the highlights.
I love it. I love these games.
I was watching the highlights there before we hopped on. It was a rare Sean Dyche masterclass. That
was unbelievable.
It was brilliant. Chris Woody, what a hit for the first goal. Just on the volley, impeccable finish.
All the goals were quite good actually in this game.
Yeah, I was thinking there's 2 shouts for goal of the week in this game alone. Uncharacteristic, the performance from Brentford though. They might be suffering from a bit of fatigue because I don't think they're rotating the 11 much.
Yeah, they had the cup game as well during the week, so
yeah,
you know, it is a bit of a tough. Can be tough on them, you know.
And going to Turf Moor Way is not what you want to be doing after that. Cornet, majestic goal, skirts inside on his right and whacks it into the top corner. What a goal! What a goal! And then I have here written down Samo Guedes. I don't know. It's a Brentford player.
It's a very hard name to pronounce, actually. It's like Hodes or something.
He comes on, they're 3-0 down. He comes on and he just scores a bicycle kick. I'm just like, what the fuck? Fair enough, mate.
Yeah, it was a cracking goal to be fair to him. Yeah, like, I mean, I was looking at Match of the Day and kind of falling asleep looking at it. And I seen that goal, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Cracking goal from them. But yeah, they missed him Wemo, I thought, this week.
But there's a lot of contenders here for goal of the week. I think the Cornet and the Godes goal was something special. Watford versus Southampton very quickly. I thought the Southampton goal, Che Adams' goal, another contender for goal of the week. It was Ronaldinho-esque.
That is actually my goal of the week. I have that written down. It was an absolute screamer to be fair to him.
Man United versus Spurs. Another fantastic game, Adzi.
We were FaceTime when this game was on. And
romantic Zoom day.
Yeah, we hadn't talked to each other. It was like a little catch up, wasn't it? Yeah. Look at come here. We said it when we were on the Zoom. It was like this was El Sacrico. You know what I mean? Whoever was losing this was getting sacked. And like United won, but I still feel United lost. You know what I mean? They won the game, but by winning at what cost? You know what I mean? I think fair play to Ollie. He heard the rumours about getting Conte and said, you know what? If you want Conte, I will give you Conte. And just change the formation. And look at, to be fair to them, United were very good. United, they were so compact. They were actually, it looked like they were drilled. It looked like they were being managed.
Yeah.
Instead of just go out there and vibe, it was go out there and play. Yeah, they were very good. The goal by Ronaldo, a filthy finish. Great ball by Bruno.
That's another contender.
Yeah, to be fair, that was a great goal. He had another goal ruled out as well, and it was an absolute screamer. I mean,
yeah.
I was nearly going, see, no, I wouldn't be doing that. But yeah, it was another great goal.
As he's a closet Ronaldo fan.
No, jeez, I'm definitely not.
Shout out Philly.
Yeah, Philly. I texted him the other week.
Getting Philly with it.
No, getting Philly with it. I texted him the other week when we beat them 5-0. And I just sent him the eyes emoji. Oh, God bless him. Yeah, and Bergwijn coming off was hilarious. He was getting booed. He was booed so much coming off. And I was sitting here laughing, looking at it. And yeah, Cavani's goal as well, taking great pass by Ronaldo. And Dyer by name, Dyer by nature. He kept everyone on side, like. And he turns around and looks at the line. He was like, he's offside. He's like, he's fucking not, mate. Like, you're doing your job wrong. Rashford came on, it was a lovely goal. Good pass by Matic. But it was so simple for United. Spurs were just so bad. But yeah, that was the game that was. Anyways, and yeah, we'll move on to Sunday, will we?
Norwich versus... Oh, I forgot to say it. The Sunday game. No, we're not doing it again. Norwich versus Leeds.
Do you know what? We got an extra hour in bed on Saturday night because the clocks went back. Yeah, the clocks went back or something stupid like that. And I spent that hour watching Leeds and Norwich. And fuck me, man. I'm never going to do that again. Do you know what? It wasn't a bad game, to be fair. If Leeds hadn't beaten Norwich, we all would have been giving Leeds death. Like, we would have given them an awful time in this podcast if they hadn't beaten them. So thankfully they did. Anyone who plays Norwich now just has to beat Norwich. Norwich are, I would even say, they're worse than Derby, when Derby had that awful season. To be fair, like, you look at Leeds' 11, Rodrigo, Rafinha, Phillips. This is a team performing well under par at the minute. You know what I mean? The win against Norwich is great, but everyone beats Norwich.
Yeah,
they have to continue this form now. They have to get a bit of form going. Look, I'd love Leeds to do well this season. I like their team, but there's a part of me that wants them to go down. So Liverpool by Rafinha.
It wouldn't be talking about Norwich without us slating Daniel Farke.
I seen a Norwich fan say that the game was crucial because if they won, it gives them hope, and if they lose, they're relegated. Look, as we sit here at 10:10 Monday evening, November 1st, 2021, Norwich are relegated. That's their fans saying that, like, come on, man, fucking hell. It's disgraceful, like, and to be honest, just get rid of Norwich altogether and just relegate them and liquidate them. I don't care. Disgraceful. They're brutal, man. They're terrible. Norwich are starting with Grant Hanley, Amabamidele, and Ozan Kabak at the back. That is awful. That is dreadful. Like, and I think Amabamidele is very good. I do rate him. But Kabak, he couldn't cut out Liverpool. And Grant Hanley, I think, is just past it now at this stage. So, yeah, look at Norwich to go down. Anyways, I think that's a safe bet. Mark in, we keep him in just so Norwich go down. It's like they could get someone like Big Sam and stay up. Like, we don't want that at all. That's the last thing we want.
Big Samantha coming back to terrorise as well.
Big Sam and Daly, I'd say they'd have a nice glass of wine together. Glass of red. A pint of red wine for Big Sam.
Pint of red wine. Not even a glass. He drinks
No,
pints of red
points.
wine.
He does drink points of red wine, seemingly. Oh, stop. We'll get on to the last game. This talking about this game is depressing me.
I love it.
And I'm sitting here with COVID, like, you know what I mean? Talking about Norwich just make me feel worse.
I'm purposely dragging out the Norwich game to piss you off. Villa versus the Hammers, Adzi. My first thought on this is, do you want some rice on bread? What a goal from Declan Rice to make it 2-1. West Ham.
How was that your first thought? Is fucking Tony Cantwell because Declan Rice scored a goal.
I just heard Rice, and I just thought of that. But,
God.
great goals from the likes of Declan Rice. So I thought, look, West Ham look the real deal this season.
Yeah,
4-1. Obviously, a red card for Konza changed things towards the middle of the first half.
Konza. I know that's not the song, but I thought I'd get that in. Sorry. By the way, right, just as we're talking about this, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on MNF with Carragher and.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He's looking very slick now. To be fair, it's a nice suit he has on.
Big
do you want me to describe the suit?
Yeah, go on.
He's wearing like a cream shirt with a brown tie, a bit of a bold statement, and he has like what seems to me like a checkered kind of. Was that checkered? How else would you describe it? Anyways, I'm gonna say checkered, but it's not really. Like a grey. Oh, it's a full suit. Fair play to him, not just a blazer. Like a grey, yellow, and looks like to me like a black and a bit of red. It's a fucking beautiful suit now. To be fair to him. Sorry, continue on with the top four.
I'll read this backwards, yeah. So fourth, West Ham, 20 points, 3 ahead of United, and third is City on 20 points. So West Ham are level on points with City. Yeah. Second, Liverpool on 22 and Chelsea on 25. That's 10 games in. We're more than now a fourth into the season at the moment. So it's about to get tasty, baby. We'll move on. God of the week, Adzi.
God of the week, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. Jesus is my God of the week. No, what am I missing? Did you get it?
Yeah.
You see, I caught myself out there because I was like, who am I going to put in? Right, who will I go for? You know what? I'll give it to Ollie. Ollie's at the wheel, man.
Wow. Are you actually giving God of the week to Ollie?
Yeah, sure. No, who cares? Like, he's here to stay. Like, you know what I mean? It's the longer he's here, the more happier we are. So, keep Ollie at the wheel, man.
God of the week for me goes to Mr. Aaron Ramsdale for saves.
Fuck, man. I was going to put Reece James in, but I thought you were going to put him in.
Goal of the week, Adzi.
In Wepu. Great goal, great hit. And, couldn't have hit it better.
I'm going to give mine to Reece James on the left.
Yeah.
Brilliant goal.
Good shot.
That's his bad foot.
We move on.
Sorry, did somebody say we forgot something? Did I hear someone say that?
What did we forget? Oh, wait. We did forget something.
This fella Ronaldo is a cod.
And our cod of the week this week is
Nuno Espirito Santos.
Ciao, Nuno. Nuno, that's Italian, is it? Oh, I don't know what language you're speaking. Anyways, goodbye, Nuno. Thank you for your service. And we didn't know who to put in. So, Nuno, you're in, baby.
To be fair now, I've watched all the games and I was like, Nuno deserves it. God bless him at the job centre.
Oh, he's fucked now. Moving on now to our Hall of Fame segment, the acclaimed OnlyFans Football Podcast Hall of Fame. And just before we get into our inductees this week, or nominees even, we have an honorary member inducted from last week. So basically, Cran being away in Italy, I was watching the Liverpool-Preston match, And this was when I got the text about being positive for COVID. So I was actually proper depressed, and Origi scored. Divock Origi scored a scorpion kick, a beautiful goal, a beautiful man. And yeah, so he is an honorary inductee of the OnlyFans Football Podcast Hall of Fame of last week, because we didn't induct anyone. Moving on to this week's inductions, Cran, I'm sure you have something from Italy to induct. So
I
let
do.
me know.
I have something beautiful that happened. So essentially, I was it was our last night in Rome, the Wednesday, right? We went to this little spot, and we came from the Travestere, as they call it in Rome. It's a little nightlife spot, similar to Temple Bar. We walked back to around our hotel to this little spot called the Bulldog of Italy, of Rome. Lovely cocktails, lovely beer. I had a few Ignuses, and the Roma Cagliari match was on the telly, and Roma were 1-0 down to Cagliari. Now here's where the madness unfolds, right? It's about 60 minutes in. There's this crowd of Roma fans around us, and all of a sudden they score. Okay, a good header. It's 1-1. I think it was centre back who scored it. And in the 77th minute, Lorenzo Pellegrini scored an absolute corker of a free kick. Right foot.
Even corker.
Top right. Top bins, baby. And Mourinho went on a mad one in the stands. The subplot continued. We see Mourinho in the stands, and we were like, there's Mourinho. He's back in the stands after his endeavour in Napoli. And it was just like, it was a nice little subplot ended to finish the trip. 2-1 win for Roma. And you should have seen the scenes, man, when that goal went in the bar. Passion. The passion of the people. You know, they're absolute scream the house down. Like they won the World Cup. Beating Cagliari, you know.
Scenes on toast.
Your Hall of Fame entry.
My Hall of Fame entry is, we're having COVID. Thankfully, I haven't been too bad. I haven't been too sick.
You flexed it so many times on the podcast, have you? Yeah. Oh, look at me! I have COVID. No, I'm
joking. Thankfully, I haven't been too bad with it. But one of the things that struck me, which was one of the only things that I didn't want to fucking happen, was to lose my taste and smell.
Oh.
So, for the majority of last week, up till I think Friday, I had no taste or smell, and it was genuinely awful. It was so bad. I mean, you don't realise how much you miss something until it's gone. And do you know the way when people say, like, if you lose the sense, another one heightens? Well, when I lost the sense of smell and taste, it felt like I got deaf and I got blind all in the same process. Like, it's a crazy experience. But anyways, what I'm putting into the Hall of Fame this week is from Vincenzo's Woodfire Pizza of Finglas. I'm putting their hot chick fries into the Hall of Fame this week because it was the first thing that I could taste and smell in a week. For anyone who doesn't know, it's crispy chicken goujons smothered in Vincenzo's hot sauce and jalapenos, tossed with skin-on chips. So that was the first thing I could taste in a week, and it was fucking delicious.
There's only a few things that could have cured that, though. Vincenzo's skin-on fries, and also a potato wedge could have cured that as well.
From the Diamond. I won't see the Diamond now until next March, unfortunately. But yeah, so we have Vincenzo's hot chick buffalo fries against Lorenzo Pellegrini's free kick for Rome.
Wow, what a Hall of Fame.
You are my treasure. Yeah, you are treasure. This week's Your Treasure is Zlatan Ibrahimovic's goal. His 400th domestic goal, which I think is an unbelievable feat. He's 40 years of age. The kit that AC Milan were wearing, a lovely cream AC Milan kit. It was lovely, wasn't it, to be honest? So yeah, I'm going. Do you know what? Fuck Ibrahimovic. I'm going with AC Milan's lovely away kit.
Oh,
that's my Euro treasure.
That was the biggest twist I've ever seen, to be honest. My Euro treasure this week, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's a 4-2 win for Milan against Bologna.
Oh, when you were in Rome?
Yeah, about 8 or 9 days ago. But I was watching this thing. I think I sent you a few videos from it. It was like some sort of Gillette Soccer Saturday in Italian.
Yeah, it looked great.
It was astonishing. There was like this Bologna fan on the telly, right? And he was dressed as Robin Hood. And every time Bologna, like, I think they scored twice in the game, but he went fucking mental because they equalised. And he started shooting bow and arrows. Milan ended up winning the game 4-2. That's my Euro treasure.
To be fair, I was absolutely howling at that video you sent me. Like, that'd be great crack if it was on. It was on Sky. Poor out Jeff is leaving as well, seemingly. So I hope Jeff Stelling is all right. I don't know.
I reckon it's because his mates left, is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say that definitely played a part. Like, you have the likes of Tim Sherwood on it now, who hasn't got a Scooby-Doo. Like,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. I don't know if you've ever seen that video actually of Tim Sherwood. It's when Spurs played Liverpool. And it's on like a Gillette Soccer Saturday kind of thing but you can actually, the match is in picture as well. And Liverpool, it was in December, it was only beat Spurs 2-1. And it was like, I can't see a Liverpool player winning a header here. And your man just goes, ball in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And and Sherwood literally goes, he goes, no, Liverpool won't win the header. Firmino scores from it. And he literally goes, I don't see anyone from Liverpool winning this header except for him.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
So that's why Jeff left.
Yeah. Yes, moving on to Euro Trash. My Euro Trash this week is Alex Firmino's goalkeeping for Real Sociedad, preventing Real Sociedad going 3 points clear top of the league of La Liga. So I'm going to paint the scene for you here, Cran. Real Sociedad at home to Athletic Bilbao. It's the 92nd minute of the game. A free kick to Athletic Bilbao. Mourinho shoots. Firmino punches the ball for some reason and just goes into the net. Right? When the free kick was taken, I was looking at it, I was like, right, he's just got to catch this or he's just got to punch it, like palm it away. He looked to have it covered, but he clearly didn't. It was like the commentator starts laughing and all. Like, the commentator's like, what the fuck are you doing? Sociedad are staying top of the league on 25 points. 25 points. One game more played ahead of Real, but it could have been 3 points clear. So Euro Trash this week goes to Alex Firmino's goalkeeping. Shocking.
My Euro Trash goes to Bayern Munich losing 5-0 to Mönchengladbach in the DFB Cup midweek. They started 11 and they just lost 5-0 to Mönchengladbach, who I think is 13th or 14th in Bundesliga, which is pretty shocking now, to be fair.
Yeah.
And that's my Euro Trash. It's as simple as that, you know.
Yeah. I was delighted for Bayern. Delighted to see them lose 5-0. Oh, God.
We're insufferable cunts, aren't we?
Oh, we're horrible. Oh god!
Sorry, I just spent we
just spent the majority of it slagging Norwich. That's it. Like, we spent the majority of this podcast slagging Norwich, talking up Liverpool and Chelsea, and slagging Premier League football managers and players who are far more talented than us.
The last segment of the show are quick fire Champions League predictions. I do like this.
Get it out.
It's very cheeky. Currently, the score on this is 12 all. 12 each after the first 3 rounds of fixtures. Man City versus Club Brugge in Group A on Wednesday. What do we think?
Oh, Man City, surely.
City, yeah. I'm going to City. Surely. Leipzig, Paris.
Ooh. I'd still fancy PSG.
Yeah. I think I like the form and Cuckoo's in.
Yeah, he's been unreal. He started out with PSG as well, I think.
I'm going to go for cheeky draw, I think, because it was 3-2 the last game. Why not?
Very cheeky.
Group B, Milan against Porto.
Ooh.
Milan
are they at home or away?
Milan are at home.
I'll go with a draw.
I'm going to go with a Milan win. I think they win at home.
Yeah, they could do.
Liverpool at home. Anfield.
It's another tough one. If Liverpool play any way similar to the way they played on Saturday, they could be in trouble. But
they look to have qualified at this point though for the last 16.
yeah, like to be fair, I don't want to jump into it too much, but like Liverpool started the season actually been quite good. Like 10 games in the Premier League, undefeated. You know what I mean? We're top of this group, so-called group of death. We're in the quarterfinal of the cup. Like it couldn't have gone better in a way. But yeah, I'll go with Liverpool win. Anyway, sure, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll go with a draw. Borussia Dortmund against Ajax. Dortmund at home. Ajax are in great form. I'm going for Ajax.
4-0 Ajax won in Amsterdam. The crowd was immense. I've seen videos of the crowd, and you can bet your arse that Dortmund will be the same. So we've expressed our love for Sebastian Haller in this podcast 15 times. So I have to stick with Ajax, don't I?
Sporting against Besiktas. This is a dead rubber of a game. I'm gonna go for. I went Sporting last time, didn't fail me, and they're home this time. I'm going Sporting. Besiktas are awful.
Yeah, I'll go with Sporting as well.
Group D adds Real Madrid, Shakhtar. This group hotting up. Sheriff still top of the league, holding on with Real Madrid. Inter now on 4 points, 2 behind the two of them. Real Madrid, Shakhtar. I'm going to go with a Real Madrid win. They're at home.
Yeah, Real Madrid absolutely thumped Shakhtar away as well, I think.
5-0.
Vinicius starting to come into form. Yeah, I'll go Real as well. I think it's a safe bet.
Sheriff against Inter. Sheriff at home. Bit of a fortress. I think they have 2 games at home in these last 3 fixtures. I'm going to go for a cheeky draw here, I think.
I'll go with Sheriff.
Group E, Adzi. This is the Tuesday. Bayern Munich, Benfica. Bayern at home. I'm going Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I'll go Bayern as well. I think some of these games can be fairly easy to predict. I say that. Clearly they aren't because we're both terrible at them. But yeah, I'll go Bayern.
Dinamo against Barcelona. Dinamo at home. I'm going to go with a draw there. I don't think Barca are in any great shapes.
I'll go Barcelona just to be contrary. Barcelona have been great, and I don't know what he's saying about Aguero. Actually, he has a heart condition now, seemingly. So he's
cardiac.
Yeah. He nearly. I don't know what happened to him in the weekend, but he just stopped playing, and I had a look at him, and it turns out he has a heart condition. Good luck to him, anyways, because look, that's not fucking good news at all. So hopefully he's all right. But I reckon Barcelona will take this game.
Group F, Atlanta against United.
Atalanta all day.
Yeah, go on Atlanta.
Go on.
In Bergamo.
Go on. In fairness now, Liverpool played at Atalanta last year and beat them 5-0. So it might be a fortress, but there's no one there, so could be a different story altogether.
Villarreal, Young Boys.
I'll go Young Boys.
You're going Young Boys. After you went Villarreal, and Villarreal beat them 4-1 away.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I'll go Villarreal, so.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a draw. Wolfsburg,
Salzburg,
Group G.
The group of death.
I fucking hate Group G. When is this ending? Salzburg are top.
Are Salzburg top, are they?
Yeah, they're 7 points, and then close to them are 3.
I think your man is it Adeyemi plays for them. He's very good.
I haven't a clue. I haven't a brief.
Yeah. I'll go Salzburg anyways.
Yeah, Salzburg will win away at Wolfsburg. Sevilla against Lille. I'm going to go Sevilla.
How did Wolfsburg get into the fucking Champions League?
Oh, man.
Who did they pay off for that? What's next games? Angela Merkel. Oh, the Germans hate us, I'd say. It was a Sevilla and who?
Lille. I'm going to go Sevilla.
I'll go with Lille. Just because I was looking at The Office and Michael Scott's ringtone is Mambo number 5. So a little bit of Monica. My lad. So I'll go with Lille. As you can tell, anyone who's listening to this, it's 20-11 here. The amount of audibles me and Cran have had throughout this just laughing at each other because we're talking absolute shit. We're nearly there. I think we're at group, was it A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. There we go. Yeah! See? The last group.
A 5:30 kickoff between Malmo and Chelsea. Malmo are at home. Chelsea are going to dust them, I'd say.
Chelsea win that handily enough, I'd say.
Juventus then. Juventus are top with 9 points.
Ooh. I'll go with Juventus.
Yeah, Juventus.
It's hard not, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's weird because Juventus lost to Sassuolo midweek as well, so they're not doing great.
Well, you pronounced that well. Fair play.
Yeah.
Goes to Rome once and knows all the Italian teams.
Grazie. Ciao bello.
Grazie. Ciao bello. Ciao bello. Spaghetti.
That's it, Azzy. I've had a lot of fun doing this now, I have to say.
Yeah, it's been good crack.
It was weird having a week off.
We're kind of raging to be doing it on Zoom again, like, but I mean, I don't want you to get sick, so I mean, it's either get sick or, don't. You know what I mean? But
it's straightforward as that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. So, I'm glad we got it done again. It's always good crack. It's never a chore.
Oh. So yeah, that's it. If you are new to the podcast, please make sure to follow the Instagram, follow the socials, follow all that stuff. There's going to be great stuff coming on there soon enough. If you listen to this episode and you've enjoyed it, don't hesitate to download it. It helps see who's listening, all that stuff. And I think that's it, Azzy. Episode 13 in the books. Jose Mourinho. Hope everyone enjoyed, and we'll leave it there. So.